Whoa, shit. Hey, everybody.
Hi. The hell did you do, Joe Dog?
He forgot to take us down before he ran the opening sequence.
And I was trying to fix something, and I forgot I didn't make the full thing. Hold on now. Where is it? All right. Y'all don't see this. You know, this isn't happening. I'll do them. Hey, everybody. All right. That's what I was trying to do.
Pull up the one wonders where clicking on that would take you.
Yeah. It'll take you to the Halicon website. No, I was trying to see how the corners are sort of rounded now.
Yeah.
Just looks a little better. I like that.
They were a lot rounded a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
A little too rounded. Felt like I was staring in the wrong end of a periscope.
But we're here. We made it. Hi, Dawn.
Hi.
And hello, Aunt Donna.
Hi. I'm saying
we
hi,
actually have somebody watching.
There's the Joe. Well, fine. Be that way.
Hello, Mr. Bachman.
All I heard was "There's the Joe," and it kind of concerned me.
Is it
no, me and Dan were talking earlier about gravel and stone and all that. The cost that when I quit, well, when I retired out, I didn't quit. I retired. Asphalt was $250 a ton. Has it changed much?
It depends on the job.
Spoken like a true politician.
It's the smaller jobs, of course, are going to charge a little bit more because you're
not buying as much.
Yeah, you're not buying as much. But I could tell you. So I think if I pull up the right report here. Yep, there's the right report. Let's see. Search for HMA.
Oh, Zach. Okay, get better.
Get better, Zachy.
Get better soon, Zach.
That makes me saddy.
So I've got 3 different types of asphalt on my current project.
Of course, there's binder. Then there's binder, B binder, and topping. Right.
So we call it base. So we technically have 4 layers on most. 5 layers on most. Like total resurface jobs now. Like if we're rebuilding it from the dirt up, you have base, open grade, and then another layer of base, intermediate, and surface.
Okay. Base would be B binder. Open grade is what we would call binder, and then topping would be your surface.
Yeah. Well, your binder would probably be the intermediate. Open grade is something that not a lot of states use, but it's supposed to. When you run that, you're supposed to bring that out over your under drains because it's supposed to allow water to soak through better. Which doesn't make any sense to me. It's all asphalt, it's all oily material, but so like I have on here, I have a pay item called widening with HMA type D, which means that they get to just give me a certification saying that it meets state standards. We don't test it. That stuff was $140 a ton for 421 tons. The QCQA HMA surface was $125 a ton for 855 tons. And then the other one is a patching material. It's only 22 tons, but they're charging $300 a ton.
Oh, okay. That would be all right. Now we've got something down here that they're requiring in new parking lots. It looks like concrete. And to demonstrate it, they took a cement truck, filled it with water, drove it out to the site to where the stuff was, and began emptying the cement truck.
I've seen videos of that. I want to see that used. I know they're only using it in parking lots right now, which means they probably haven't figured out how to actually make it strong enough to withstand the constant beating of semi-traffic.
Yeah. But Dan, it's unreal. This stuff runs out into the onto the concrete and just never makes it to the curb line.
It just soaks all the way through.
Yeah. And then it hits drainage to retention pond. Supposedly it's to cut down wastewater runoff and pollution.
Oh, somebody finally figured out they were having to pay county taxes for wastewater runoff on a parking lot.
And you know, that's not a county tax, that's a federal tax.
Not in Clark County. It's county tax.
Well,
it may be a federal tax too, but
yeah, most of it goes to EPA for funding.
There were a lot of things done to, especially on the part of the factory they called the asphalt patio, because the paper backing on the fiberglass had to be applied with either glue or asphalt, depending on what kind of paper it was. And there was this humongous asphalt tank that had to be kept at a temperature that would keep the asphalt liquid.
Yeah.
Even in sub-zero temperatures.
I bet that
they had to
expensive.
Oh yeah, and basically they had to have a rainwater waste system and an emergency shutoff system to keep any spilled asphalt from going into the stormwater.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things NDOT is having to monitor now is actually the amount of runoff from salt that we use in the winter.
Yeah, I imagine that would play hill with the environment around a road.
Yeah, that's the new big thing, is them having to watch that, and one of the reasons why it's even more important now when the guys are out plowing, that they keep proper track of how much salt, well, approximately how much salt we've used.
Well, if you plow the whole town, then you know how much salt you used.
Depends on the size of the daiquiris.
With my town, it's called half a ton.
Because you plowed the whole town.
We only have a pickup truck with a salt spreader.
Oh.
So you're not trying to say if somebody knocks a stop sign down, you won't know you've been through town?
Pretty much. Yeah, we are approximately 1 square mile big.
I hate to admit this, but when my family was farming, we found out that you could, I won't say safely, but you can haul a little over 3/4 of a ton on a half-ton pickup truck. You don't have much steering control, but because the front end's off the ground.
That's when you let off the gas in the curve, so the front end will sink down to.
So you actually get some traction on the front wheels. Yeah. Dad found that out hauling firewood, actually, and we filled that truck up, and he wouldn't let me drive it because the front wheels weren't touching the ground. I'm going, how are you steering this when it don't have individual left-right brakes like the tractor does? He goes, very carefully.
We forgot to set the stupid clock back an hour.
Yeah, pick which hand you want to move back an hour.
Joe, you're going to love this. I went to get a load of asphalt one time, and all of a sudden the lady comes out of the control shack waving like this, going, and I'm hearing the asphalt dump in, and she's going, and the operator comes over and says, go, 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 Joe, go, go, go. I got half a bed of liquid asphalt.
Oh, that no good.
No, you're going to have to use an air chisel to get that stuff out after it cools.
Air chisel, hell, there were 2 guys for 2 days with 90-pound jackhammers. Now, can you imagine being inside the bed of a truck of a single axle dump with 90-pound jackhammers going off?
Not for long.
That may be why I've got such hearing loss.
What?
Yeah.
Beat you to it, John.
They don't call it a headache board for nothing.
So there was a night I had to go through and get a partially frozen load of salt out of one of our plow trucks. I ended up denting the steel in my boot because I finally got one piece to break away, and it broke off with this nice little handle. And as I was getting it up towards the edge of the bed, because this thing was just ginormous, this chunk, and you're standing on kind of a slanted surface, so you got no really good way of bracing yourself. I get ready to yell to make sure there's no one below, and it slips out of my hand, and you hear the thunk as it hits the top of my foot.
And this is, kids, why we wear steel-toed shoes no matter how much people bitch about them.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't complain about any time I'm wearing steel-toe shoes.
And Dan, basically, a salt truck would be what a farmer uses as a line spreader on a field.
Or a manure spreader, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite familiar.
So you hear the thunk, mother, as that echoes through the shop. Everybody's, you okay? I'm good. Anybody outside of this truck right now? No? Good. Stay away. And you hear this thing hit the concrete and just this as it just shatters apart. I hear one guy.
Y'all shovel that back up while I go see the nurse.
The guy 2 bays over, standing on top of the bed of his truck because he still had the grates on. He goes, Jesus Christ. I felt that hit the ground over here, and I'm 15, 20 feet up in the air. He goes, is that what just hit your foot? Yep. Your foot okay? Yep. I can feel the steel bent down with my big toe.
Good thing I wasn't wearing the flip-flops today.
So, in other words, when it came out that second time, it was sheer anger and...
Oh, yeah. The Hulk smash, yes. No, we use, in most of our trucks, I want to say it was like, what they estimated at, like 2.5 tons per bucket on the front end loader. I think is what it was. And most of our trucks, your single axles, you were only supposed to put 2 buckets in. We generally put a third, especially if you're on one of the longer routes. Your dual axles, we put 4 in, and would generally try and squeeze the 5th one on there if the foreman wasn't around.
Mm.
Yeah, we used a track hoe to load. You know, he would get up on top of the salt pile where he just sort of reach out and reach in. And he would give you a gentle reminder when you first backed in to turn the lights off. Mm-hmm. He would reach all the way over and sprinkle a little salt on your windshield.
I got called in to plow one night. I show up and I'm looking at the route list and I'm not on the list. Go up to the foreman. I'm like, hey, you don't need me for I-94 tonight? Or any route for that matter? He goes,
what is that noise?
The scrolling noise?
Yeah.
That noise?
Yeah.
That's my mouse.
Well, stop it! Okay.
No!
All right, I-94.
Yeah. The foreman goes, well, he goes, I kind of called you in by accident. I don't have enough trucks. Well, I'm here now, so what are we going to do?
You owe me 4 hours.
And he goes, well, I can either pull Lemon off and have you take his truck. Oh, hell no, I ain't driving his truck. He goes, or you can run the front end loader and fill people with salt all night. Give me the front end loader. Went through, got everybody loaded up with their first round, grabbed 2 different handheld radios to keep on me because the 8094 drivers were on a separate channel from everybody else. And I'd be sitting there, I pulled my car around, so I had a place to sit and stay warm and not die of carbon monoxide.
Oh.
And I'd see them pulling around, and they always forget to turn off their party lights.
Oh.
That's what we always called them, was party lights.
We called them hot pursuits.
Yeah. They come pulling up, because I'd see them pulling around. I'd hop up in the loader and get the first bucket loaded, and I'd go to back up, and all I see behind me is these bright flashing lights in the mirrors and in the reverse camera. And grab one radio. Driver, turn off your party lights. Nothing. Okay, grab the other radio. Driver, turn off your party lights. Nothing. All right, let's see if I can back out without taking out part of the salt dome here. Get turned around. Dump the first bucket. Hop out, walk around. We roll down the window. What's up? Turn off your damn lights. Oh, sorry.
Old squirrel had, first you would get the little sprinkle on the windshield.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, the second little scoop was from about 25 feet in the air. The third time that would be, the load.
Yeah.
He would level the load off, but he'd miss the side of the the top of the spreader about yay much with the track hoe. He'd be a little low. You got the hint that time.
Yep.
Zach said that he thought I was a frog.
Well,
the scrolling noise from your mouse was sounding like the frog croak.
Well, deal with it.
Hey, Don.
Yo.
My mouse has a little button behind the scroll wheel that you
no, so does mine.
You can turn the clicker on and off.
I know.
Okay. You just.
I'm doing it just to be an ass.
You're succeeding.
Yeah. Now,
Joe, and not Bachman this time.
What? Hey, Ryan.
I can go to bed anytime.
I can't click John off because he'll come right back.
Really, he's got ops. I mean, seriously.
I got an idea. There we go. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, Ryan.
Ryan's joined us. Up.
Hi, Ryan. It has. Speaking of Ryan, guess who I saw today? Somebody that
Where'd you go?
Well, I went to a signing today. There was a book thingy at one of the libraries here, and I saw Doc Olson today. Nice. So he was on your show a while back, and he's going to be having a new book coming out. And I talked to some other folks, and of course, I left that stuff in the car. I forgot it. The guy there was two guys, and one of them was originally from just north of Atlanta. He had never heard of Helicon before, but when I brought it up, he got all excited and goes, maybe that's a reason to go back home and visit for a week.
Good.
Yeah.
I met a guy who did not live up to his parents' expectations.
Uh-huh.
He was a lawyer. They named him Doc.
Wheel.
Oh, Lord.
Have you heard about?
At least he wasn't a fisherman.
Get on
Have
the
you heard
boat,
about
Doc.
this research lab in South Carolina that had 43 monkeys escape?
Wanna be a monkey, a monkey, a monkey, monkey, monkey.
They caught one.
They caught one.
They caught one out of the 43, so there's still 42 running about. Apparently, somebody didn't close the door.
Not my circus.
And they're telling people, keep your doors locked and windows locked.
Oh.
Because they're not
friendly monkeys.
They're not friendly, and they could be carrying something.
As long as it's a bottle of rum, I don't mind. But
What was that? His last name was Cook. What the author Cook?
Oh, the one that wrote the I
Wrote a
know who
lot
you're talking about. Was it Brian or the one that wrote the medical stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved his stuff.
You never hear about him anymore.
He died.
Oh, well, that's why I've never heard about him anymore.
Yeah.
Richie. This is one reason why I love you, my brother.
No, it was a monkey, not a fat ape.
I do believe for the size and color they're called orangutans, but
Robin Cook.
Robin Cook.
There you go. Thank you.
I loved his stuff. Well, the movie
And Robin Cook is still alive.
He is still alive.
Yes.
All right.
He's 84. You can call that alive.
Well, he might be retired, which is kind of hard for me to comprehend that a writer would ever retire.
His books have sold nearly 400 million copies worldwide.
Well, I guess maybe retirement was an option after all.
Oh, this bottle has a little more zing to it.
Bottle of
Indiana whiskey.
Okay. He wrote the novel that he's most famous for, and the one that got made into a movie was Coma.
Donna has a point.
Yeah.
That's not friendly. Would you be friendly if you lived your whole life being in a cage and given viruses?
Sounds like college.
The original Project X.
It also sounds like being a member of management.
Yeah. Outbreak was another one of his.
Outbreak. Let's see. Coma was his first big one, 77. Outbreak was in 87. Vital Signs was another good one. And
I like that album.
I may have to find. Those are some good books.
That explains it. Michael Crichton was the director of the movie Coma. So I was sitting there thinking it was a Michael Crichton book.
No.
But it was actually a Robin Cook book directed, and the movie was directed by Michael Crichton.
Oh, did you hear what Michael Crichton said when he was doing research for Jurassic Park? What the DNA specialist that he was talking to said? He goes, "You're just now thinking of this?" That's scary. Which means, if they're if the DNA, whatever they're called, the scientists,
right?
Yeah,
and that is geneticists, I believe.
Geneticists. That's the word. Says, "Oh, you're just now thinking of this." That means we're already working on it when he was.
Of course, they've been working. That's how they develop the new stuff. Is they take the stuff they got now and they push the limits of it, then find a new limit and make something new.
Well, Russia.
I am waiting for them to bring back the woolly mammoth.
That's where I was going. Yes,
because that scene from the Flintstones where they pull up at the drive-in and get the big rack of woolly mammoth ribs.
Yeah.
I just want to live long enough to see that.
You really want your car turned sideways that badly?
Yes.
A rack of ribs? Hell yeah.
I'd say for that, possibly.
I could see that at Helicon. Your entire food budget spent on one rack of ribs.
Grillzilla. Thump.
I can see why she'd say, "Nope, done, out."
Holy shit, my internet just hiccuped.
Uh-oh.
Oh?
Yeah. I mean, everybody froze for about 2 seconds. It felt like a damn eternity.
I guess you're going to quit making fun of my internet then.
I'll have to call and complain.
Wait a minute. I saw something that Ryan said, and I can't find it now.
Let me see. We need to get you folks on, and I quote, to talk books. And then,
well, if I ever get another one out, I keep submitting them, and they just never go anywhere. I'm very tired of that.
Doc Olson, I was talking to him today. He said he's been having a lot of problems with his publisher getting them out. He's like, there's one I want to get out by April. And they're like, well, we might get it out by October of next year. Or something to that effect. I might have the month screwed up, but.
You got one job, publisher. You got one job. Publishing.
I'm getting really fed up. I don't want to burn any bridges.
But it's frustrating.
This publisher has treated me very, very well. I mean, the contracts are good. It's just been waiting 3 years now.
Sometimes you have to burn a bridge, but as a light combat engineer, blowing them up is a lot more spectacular.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that either. I really don't even want to complain because, as I said, they've treated me very, very well, except for the amount of time it takes between submitting something and getting over the plague and other stuff coming out that, while it is very, very good and has been winning awards, it ain't mine.
Oh, well, that explains it. No, I just figured out my problem.
You have just one problem?
Yeah.
What do I feel?
My internet's off tonight. It usually runs about 1.2 on the download and 980 on the upload.
Yes, Donna, I know you don't have that problem. That is what is giving me pause and making me think twice about the arrangements I've already got.
Well, and Doc Olson was saying that he had talked to BKM last weekend because he was at QuadCon. And that he was talking to him about Drafts to Digital, and then he had brought up Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, Carl, who was the one that was in the chat on Ryan's show, that he does Lulu. So if you have questions, I can get you in touch with him on Lulu because he knows quite a bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever want to just sing It's a Small World?
It's a very, very interconnected world. And one of the reasons I don't want to burn any bridges is that I will be seeing these same people at conventions for the rest of my life.
Yep.
And publishers do talk to one another. Whether large or small, we do tend to
run in circles, and if you piss one off, they'll blacklist you from here on out.
Well,
not that we gossip, but we gossip. Okay.
Well, you play nice when you have to. I'm gonna.
Can you not be with two different publishers, or is it a law you have to stay with that one?
Well, no, there's no law, and actually, I was offered the opportunity to withdraw the two manuscripts that they have and do something else with them. And I'm going, well, Y'all have been really good to me, and I hate to break up the series between two different publishers.
Well,
But
now I know a great little independent publisher out of Huntsville.
And she's a member of IndieCD.org.
mm-hmm.
And a cool and a great
twice.
And a great artist. Which reminds me, Dimitri sent me a link, and I cannot find where he sent it. If he sent it to my phone or Messenger or where. I'm gonna have to ask him.
Well, I did a rough of what would be nice for the cover for one book, and I did an entire digital artwork of what I want for the cover of the other book. And I may not be that fantastic of a graphic artist, but I really like that second cover a lot. Plus, I own it, so nobody has to get paid for it. Decisions.
Being a grown-up sucks.
I want to know who
always has.
I want to know who the hell blinked.
What you talking about, Willis?
Somebody blinked and we got old, damn it.
Oh. I didn't get old.
Well, it's
I
just
just
weak,
got
you know,
gray.
Stabby. I'm the youngest one in here.
Damn kids. No respect for their elders.
Oh.
You're what, 49?
Who, me?
Joe.
Not even close.
35, I think.
That's closer. I just turned 38 this year.
Damn.
Wife turns 38 at the end of the month.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I know I look older than Sid when I got the gray beard going.
Do what?
Her birthday's the day before Donna's. Carl's Donna in the chat.
Yeah. And I know I look older than Sin with the gray beard, so.
Hey, y'all helped me celebrate my last birthday here just a week or two ago. Well, let's just say they can't deny me Medicare anymore. I'm well above the limit. Matter of fact, I've already got the card in the mail. And Social Security check should be here next week. I'm going, damn, I've never made this much money before in my life. Thank you. And all I got to do is sit in a chair and watch YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to have a hobby.
Yeah, and somehow it brought me to you assholes. Oh, excuse me. Did that say it out loud?
No, we just heard you think very, very bluntly.
Oh, the monkeys in South Carolina, the facility they escaped from doesn't actually do any sort of research on the monkeys. They just breed monkeys for research facilities. So these are actually were clean monkeys.
Oh, well.
Before they got loose. Now they're dirty monkeys. I don't think they can actually sell those things for medical research now.
Probably not. They've been tainted. Now they're tainted monkeys.
Yeah, exactly. They're outside in the wild, in the woods.
Yeah, you don't know what they've been exposed to.
And eating garbage and exposed to people, which are the nastiest creatures on the planet. So
I know. Have you met them?
yes, I try not to.
Well, how many of them have internet access? I mean, what kind of things could they have been exposed to?
Monkey porn? That's
Hey,
hang on a
if you
minute.
could think of it, it exists.
Hang
We don't.
Oh God, he's gonna look it up. My God, no, John. Stop.
I will risk my sanity for you guys.
You don't have sanity.
What sanity? You're here every Thursday and Saturday just like we are.
That means I'm sane 5 days of the week. All right.
The other
First
two
story,
takes
you
it.
can tell how you want.
Okay.
days off.
Fortunately, my computer is smart enough to censor all of those images, and
Unlike yourself.
no, I'm just reading all the headlines, and yes, it apparently is a thing. So
What did I say?
my advice for the rest of you is don't look it up just because John did. Do as I say, not as I did.
Don't look up anything John looks up unless you're really, really interested in 1960s Berlin.
And maps.
And maps. Yeah.
And military vehicles with very large guns. So
Now that I do look up.
that's
Hey, Mr. Hughes rebuilds them. The guns don't function because it's England. You're not allowed to have a pocket knife, much less a working howitzer. But
Yeah, they banned knives in England, and now the stabbing rate has skyrocketed.
mm-hmm.
But you can still carry a cricket bat.
is jousting still legal? Because
not in England. There's
that's why
a
they
group
drive. That's why they drive on that side of the road, is so they can hang out the door and joust each other.
You're just jealous. You want to go jousting.
Yes.
Hey,
Well, in
all we
America,
have to
hey,
all we have to do is go to North Carolina. They have a full jousting group, horses and all.
well, in America, if you joust, you have to joust with your left hand, and it's kind of hard to hold that left hand and steer and shift at the same time.
You don't have to hold it left-handed. You hold your shield in your left arm.
Well,
No, he's talking about just
car joust.
From a car. Yes.
Yeah.
okay. So that's Joe
That's
and
what
I
they make brackets for. So you mount the lance on the passenger side.
No, Joey and I were just made to be jousters in America. Right, Joey?
Surely you just jousting?
Sure.
Car jousting in America. You weren't listening, were you?
Mm-hmm.
I was, but I'm not sure how I got drug into this all of a sudden.
Well, they were saying that people are, they have to use their left hand. They don't have enough control with their left hand.
Okay.
We're left-handed.
Yeah, and I still don't have enough control of my left hand. Everything's calculated. I do with my right hand.
I've seen you burn wood. You are great with your left hand.
That is something totally different because that's writing.
Okay. They do. There's a picture of those lab monkeys that escaped in South Carolina.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I know one. No, I'm kidding.
Isn't that Roddy
Where'd you
McDowell in the
find-
background?
Where did you find the picture of my sister?
Yeah, that is
I'm
Roddy
so
McDowell
glad
and
you
Kim.
said that.
Kim. Oh, damn! I forgot her name.
Kim Hunter.
Kim Hunter. Yeah. And there's Claude Akins. on the
No,
right.
Claude Akins was a gorilla. He was
No,
black,
no.
blackface. Yeah.
One of them must be Kim Kardashian. I don't know.
Damn.
One of the really
dang it.
ugly ones. Yes.
I finally saw a video that explained the ending to Monty Python's and the Holy Grail.
Oh,
Yeah. You know how it ends.
yeah, I know exactly how it ends.
Interesting,
I know what George Harrison said about it ending.
It was, the police showed up and arrested everybody.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have enough. They ran out of budget and didn't have enough money, and the studio sent the cops to shut it down.
I'm not sure if I want to believe that or not.
I saw it on the video.
Well, you saw it on the interweb, so it
Yeah.
should be true.
Well, it was talking about all the things about Monty Python. They didn't have the budget for horses, so they used the coconut shells.
Well, yeah, that made sense.
And that's
For
what
Monty Python, it made sense.
Yeah, but that's what it was. They ran out of money to film the final scene.
They spent too much money on the grail-shaped lantern.
I guess. But that's the ending. That's the reason why the scene was so like, what the cops really raided the movie set and shut it down. I'm thinking, and all along we thought it was just Monty Python. No, it was.
Hey,
But always look on the bright side of life.
If it wasn't for George Harrison, they wouldn't have got that far.
Probably.
No, he mortgaged his house to give them a big enough budget to do as much of the movie as they did. I do believe it was that movie, yeah.
He was probably the one that called the cops on them.
Not sure.
They got funding. They got money donated by 3 different rock bands. I can't remember which 3 it was. I think George Harrison was one of them.
Yeah.
And then I'll have to look that up. Monty.
Do any of y'all have Paramount Plus?
Nope, not me.
Yep.
Nope.
Have you been watching Tulsa King, Joe?
I've been watching it on and off.
I watched the first season. I haven't watched the second season yet.
Oh, it's getting good.
I actually just finished up Star Trek Voyager the other day.
Again?
No, actually, I've never watched. When I was younger, I didn't care for Star Trek so much. Mainly because I think that was the only thing my dad ever played. It's the only thing he ever watched.
I watched every episode first run.
Hmm.
So I'm watching some of them going, damn, I don't remember that. I remember the episode.
The film it was financed by 8 investors. Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull's Ian Anderson, Holy Grail's co-producer Michael White, the Heartaches, a cricket team founded by lyricist Tim Rice, and 3 record companies, including Charisma Records, the record label that had released Monty Python's earlier comedy albums. And they all signed on because it was a good tax write-off under the UK income tax
code.
Yeah.
So which one was it that George got in on financing? Was that The Life of Brian? I mean, he was in it,
wasn't he? Yeah, he was in that one. Yeah.
He was in that one, so
John
that might have been the
also
one.
contributed.
Well, I can't see why they ran out of money then.
Well, Elton John wasn't that big back then. That was 75. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. And actually, when I went to the U.S. premiere of Holy Grail, that was the first time I ever got to see a trailer for a little movie that kind of did okay called Star Wars.
Hey, Chris.
Oh,
Hello,
Chris.
everyone.
Hey, Chris.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I mentioned Star Wars. Chris is not happy.
why would I not be happy?
Well, this is back when nobody knew there was going to be a second one.
Oh,
They barely had the first one.
I know all of y'all have watched Walking Dead, and Norman Reedus, who plays Errol.
You don't know shit. I've never seen a single minute of any episode of that.
Okay, well, Norman Reedus,
I know who he is.
Yeah. he rode the motorcycle through the show. Well, it got him so into motorcycles, and taking the long rides that he worked a show with AMC called Ride with Norman Reedus. And he would meet stars at different places, and they take motorcycle rides everywhere.
Hmm.
Well, Andrew Lincoln, who played Rick Grimes,
Mm-hmm.
he said, I'm in England. I can't do it right now. I can talk to my father-in-law. He has a great motorcycle collection. We could probably ride some of his. He goes, all right, that'll work. Norman Reedus and this other guy comes pulling up on these British Triumph motorcycles
Whoa.
and to this house, and they go, this is Andy's father-in-law's house? I mean, because they're having it's an estate.
Mm-hmm.
Gargoyles on the corners. Yeah.
Yeah. And, they pull up and they knock on the door, and guy opens the door. It's Ian Anderson. He's married to Ian Anderson's daughter. And it was Ian Anderson's motorcycle collection. They left the Triumphs and kept and rode his.
Wow. Claude Akins.
Yeah. Cleans up nice, don't he?
It's amazing what a shave and a haircut would do for a
Yeah, a
person.
little hair gel. He looked good.
I'm
Joe,
sorry,
you go from a
that was
50-year-old
Planet
man
of the
to a
Apes.
30-year-old boy back
Hey.
then.
That was Planet of the Apes. This new one they've come out, it's a great origin story, but the apes aren't right. It's not I love the prosthetic apes.
Yeah.
Gary,
The makeup really I think they were nominated for awards for the original Planet of the Apes makeup.
Yeah.
I know that they were nominated for awards for the ape makeup in 2001: A Space Odyssey, and didn't get the award. And the makeup supervisor, or whatever the title was for that, goes, "What? They think we used real apes?"
On the moon?
No, for the
Yeah.
The caveman sings.
yeah.
Now here's another little funny trivia about Planet of the Apes. Ape City. Ape City was torn down after the movie,
No,
Mhm.
not exactly.
but
It took them a while, but yes, it eventually got tore down. But
Yeah.
there's still bits and pieces of it out there.
yeah. Do you know what else was filmed in that area? A long-running medical dramedy on CBS.
They filmed MASH just down the road from it.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much a
do-
lot of those mountain scenes is the same mountains.
Just
Yeah.
farther down. Yeah.
Sort of like the the different mountains and rocks that have been in dozens of original series Star Trek episodes keep getting used over and over again,
Yeah.
and had been used in different westerns over the years.
Well,
Hello, Kiri.
also the chase scenes in Dukes of Hazzard were used over in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Battlestar, the original Battlestar Galactica. The reason you kept seeing all the same fighter maneuvers over and over is they kept using that same scene over.
Yeah.
They only filmed like 20 different scenes with the little fighter models, and after that, they didn't have any money.
I say I don't blame them. That's not exactly cheap to produce.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Unless you blow up a bunch of Legos, like, you know.
No one should ever do, because Ted would cry.
Those are my Legos. He probably would.
Yeah, and so would one of my sons. He's almost as invested in Lego as your Ted is. And I see nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
It's a medium that they're working with. That they're engineering different things.
Yeah, it's basically sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
My son Greg got into building Legos till he had to start buying them on his own.
Because you're too cheap.
No. Have you seen the price of Legos lately?
Hey, Legos cost more than drugs.
I want to see a Godzilla and Kaiju movie where they unload a bunch of giant Legos for them to step on, and they're
ain't going to Tokyo no more. They got Legos all over the street.
The resulting chaos.
Hey, damn the Legos. Have you ever stepped on a naked Barbie laying on her back in the hallway at 2 a.m?
No.
Looks like a fucking snake bite on the bottom of your damn
talking about the
feet.
doll?
Yeah.
No.
It looks like a fucking snake bite on the bottom of your damn foot.
She's a hard ass bitch. We'll put it that way.
Way up
Dan got that when he's like, shit.
I'm sorry, Bob Seger came to mind. Oh dear.
Sunspot.
Yeah. People talk about stepping on Legos. They didn't grow up with the rubber ball and steel jack.
Oh, jacks. Oh,
caltrops. That's all they were.
Isn't that what the Allies used to bomb the German airstrips with?
Not that I'm familiar with, but
not,
hey, Joe,
not that I know of. But
stepping on a Barbie would be mean. Look at this little thing. That's the Madonna doll.
No.
That looks like a face hugger around her.
Don't it? She's been attacked by aliens and it missed.
Are you sure? I think they came back.
Probably they were searching for intelligent life. There's a reject pile.
Hey, zombie eats brains. Most of the United States is safe.
I'm not saying anything. I'm thinking it really loud, but I'm not saying anything. It's too soon.
It's the damn truth. Both freaking sides.
No lie detected.
I was saying I was just basing it off of drivers on the road.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to Atlanta.
No, he's
in the
been up in
I-94 in Lake County.
Oh, wait a minute. You had to come through Chattanooga, didn't you?
Chattanooga wasn't bad. Nashville was where I got hung up. With traffic.
Yes,
Now-
yes. I hear nasty things about Chattanooga. I used to swear Knoxville traffic was the worst in the U.S., and then I had to go through Raleigh, Durham, and I had to go on the D.C. Beltway around Washington in a snowstorm. And
Uphill
I'm
both
going,
ways?
no.
Now, Joe, you're gonna. I saw this sign and damn near busted out laughing. 24 right there at the end, right before it hit 75. All that construction.
Mhm.
They've guaranteed it to be finished by summer of 25.
Oh yeah, we noticed that. My wife and I both looked at that and went, okay, so that translates to at least fall of 26 back home. Bare minimum.
Now, just up, if you went on
Winter
up
of
75,
30.
if you go on up 75, there's a smaller project that's just a bridge, a new bridge going in.
Mm-hmm.
Summer of 27.
I swear they've been working on I-20 for, I guess, since 1950, and they still haven't finished.
That the problem is, Dan, they build it to current need instead of projected use.
Yeah, they went
Even
and
building the
widened
projected use
Alabama Highway down here in Ringgold, right there on where it goes over 75.
Yeah,
They
41.
widened the bridge
Well,
and they widened the roads around it.
Yeah.
But they screwed up the traffic because you can tell whoever designed this were a bunch of Yankees and didn't understand Southern driving.
Why am
Yeah.
I suddenly afraid?
There are no left turns out of any business.
Very few, actually. But
Oh my God.
there are no left turn and the few turns they did make to get into businesses, they didn't put a turn lane. Plenty of room for a turn lane. They just didn't paint one in.
That sounds a lot like Banks Crossing, which kind of functioned okay for decades, and now they've lined the center with a concrete island where you
That's
cannot
another
make a
thing.
left turn no matter where you're going.
They did that here too. They put in concrete islands, got rid of a bunch of left turns into businesses. Okay. And wasted all that concrete by making these concrete islands instead of lengthening the turn lanes they do have. They've just blocked the turn lane with concrete, so you can't use it.
Yeah, basically all they did was put plywood on each edge of the turn lane and fill it with concrete.
Oh. John and Chris will understand this. Fraser Avenue, downtown. You was 4 lanes wide, bumper to bumper traffic from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Took you 30 minutes to get down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to slow traffic down.
Sounds like it was pretty freaking slow to start with.
It's now 2 lanes. Just a 2-lane road with a 2-lane bike road on the other side of it and a concrete strip to keep for the protected bike lane. It used to take 15 to 20 minutes to get from bridge to bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It now takes 45 minutes in rush hour.
Yeah. Because they stupid.
Joe, we're talking a span of half a mile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had that down in Indy going to to central office one time, but that was actually on city roads, and I was a quarter mile from the parking garage, and it told me it was going to take me a half hour to get there. And then I realized it was Monday Night Football, the home opener for the Colts.
Did you make it?
Well, I made it. I'm sitting in traffic, and I'm looking at the time going, well, it ain't rush hour. What the hell's going on? And I finally got a good look at the sidewalk, and there's just a sea of blue shirts walking up and down each side. I went, oh, the Colts have a home game tonight. And I pulled up to the parking garage because
We're full.
Well, no, they always leave some spots open. But they'll charge people to be able to park in there for events. As a state employee, we get to park for free. Luckily, I had my badge with me. And I pulled up, and they had a sign, $20 for parking, and I went, I got 45 in my bank account, and I don't get paid till Wednesday. I pulled up, and they're like, oh, it's $20 to park. I'm like, I work for NDOT. Oh, go on in. Oh, thank God.
I'd love to be able to do that at the Marriott where LibertyCon is held. Yes. Just go, hey, here's my sign. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
That
would be nice.
So when I first started going down to central office, we didn't have a carded entry to our buildings up here at the time. The only place that really did was central office, and you needed that badge to be able to get in and out of the parking garage, get into the building without having to walk through security. And I was going down. First time I was heading down, I was talking with one of the ladies in finance, and they're like, well, where am I going to have to park at since I don't have a badge? And she goes, oh, here. Pulls out her purse. She goes, take mine. Like, aren't they going to ask for it? She goes, nope. She goes, during the day, it's an unattended lot. You pull up, put the badge in front of the reader, lets you in. When you go to leave, you put the badge in front of the reader, it lets you out. So what about getting in the building? She goes, no guards at those doors. They just lock behind the people. She goes, so you either time it right to where you're walking in with the whole group, or you just, keep it in your wallet, hold your wallet up to it, go on in. All right. So the second time I go down, I had set up an appointment to get my own badge. And so I go over to Office of Administrative Management, get my picture taken, and they print off the badge, and the guy's like, oh, where'd you have to park at today? I'm like, oh, I'm paying for parking over at the, lot across the road there. He goes, oh. He goes, that sucks. Well, you won't have to worry about that next time. Didn't have to worry about it this time either, but I'm not going to tell you I got somebody else's badge in my wallet right now.
Anybody else?
I get up to the NDOT floor because they had to code my badge for the NDOT floors. And they're like, oh, where'd you park at? I'm like, oh, I'm over at that lot across the street. She's like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, yeah, it does.
You were playing poor pity party for all it's worth, weren't you?
Oh, like, yep, that sucks.
Yep. If I had to park there all the time, I'd need a raise.
No, then they try and tell us when the state house, because there's a couple times I went down when state house was in session, and they're like, oh, parking's very limited in those garages during that time. I'm like, I'm staying at the hotel downtown. Once I pull that car in there, it don't leave until I head back north.
I have been curious. Has anyone at the factory turned off my gate key and employee ID yet? Because
You
it's
went and
been
tested the
almost
theory.
a year. They should be getting around to it any time now. I'm going, I could use some more Tyvek coveralls. I bet if they haven't turned it off, I could just walk up there and go to the Granger machine and get me some coveralls.
That is one thing I'll say for the state is they are very quick to deactivate all that stuff because that badge system is not tied in with the HR systems at all. It's a totally separate program. And when we had because we started using the key cards up here, and the first time I had someone leave, I'm like, oh, I should probably go through, make sure their card's deactivated in case they didn't turn it in. And I went in as soon as I got there at 7 a.m. Monday morning, logged into that system, not there at all. Like they never even existed in there. I'm like, holy shit, central office is actually on the ball.
Hey, I'm sure that they wish I'd never existed after how much retirement money I'm going to cost them for the next 50 years. But no, I have not been curious enough to actually try it. And really, every time we drive by there on our way to Lowe's or Walmart or whatever, my wife will look over and go, "You miss it?" And I go, "Not one whit."
I drive by my place of work, and Donnie, she's quit asking because she knows what I'm going to say. And as I drive, she says, "Do you miss it?" And I said, "Only one place."
The lunchroom.
See, Joe got it. Joe was looking. Joe was paying attention.
Well, you barely had it on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one.
Bluebird of happiness.
I miss some of the people. Most of the people that I'd been working there with the longest had already retired or unfortunately are no longer with us.
Well, from what I hear, there are 8 people out of 300 still there from when I left 10 years ago.
Ooh, well.
We are of an age, Joe Dog. I mean, seriously, if we had a class reunion for my high school, there might be 8 of us left alive.
Well, you saw that post I put up. I said, boy, parking at class 85 is going to be hell, and showed all the roller walkers in the hallway.
Oh, I went to the landfill today, and somebody had donated one of those rolly walkers.
Yeah.
But it had one wheel messed up, and it went straight in a dumpster because nobody there knows how to weld, so it couldn't be repaired. And I'm going, hell, if my daddy had seen that while he was still alive, he'd have pulled that out of the dumpster, welded the wheel back on it, ground it down, repainted it, and sold it to somebody.
That was apparently in Jasper, Georgia, that I shared to the chat.
I'm not even in.
Ooh, I don't see. There's nothing in the private chat. What you share
It's
in the public?
The group, the link chat.
Oh, the link chat. Okay, I don't have that window open at the moment.
Where is Jasper, Georgia?
It is in between me and Dan.
Oh, okay.
So that's anywhere between Dalton and Athens.
It is.
It probably moves around just to piss people off.
It's north of Canton. It's almost due north of Canton.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's in Pickens County.
Where is Decatur, Georgia, Chris?
Decatur is in DeKalb County. That is east of Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In one day, you can, in a short day, you can drive from Decatur, Georgia, to Decatur, Tennessee, to Decatur, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, if you
Why
really
would you
push
want
it, you get up
to,
to Decatur, Illinois.
Well, that's
That
a
would
little
make
bit
it a
longer
really
drive.
long trip. But Stephen Decatur was more or less the father of the United States Marines, if I remember correctly, and naturally got.
So they got around. If there was a bar, there's Marines.
Hey, now, Dan, I'm not lying to you. I can drive from Decatur to Athens in under an hour.
Well,
Decatur, Tennessee to Athens.
Decatur, Tennessee to Athens, Tennessee. Yeah. I've got one story that I purposely had the hero vehicle go between Greenville state to state to state to state, and it was always going to Greenville. They're pretty much evenly spaced apart, about 400 miles or so.
Yeah. I just wanted to post that because as windy as it is, that thing could get out of control really quick.
Wow. Okay, so how many of you guys watched the stream on Wednesday night?
What was I doing Wednesday night?
Present and accounted for. You know that I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Just asking because Foxy posted an up close picture of what her earrings and did.
Oh yes, that was beautiful. That was beautiful
Gorgeous.
work.
Look. Oh.
I mean, look at what it made Joe Dog go verklempt on us.
Oh no. See, down here in the South, we have this thing called the after funeral dinners.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sort of regretting that 5th piece of chicken now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
What?
we had fish and chips. I'm stuffed to the gills, and I do mean gills.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh, that is hilarious.
What?
Thesis posted on his regular Facebook page that legendary session bassist Leland Schuyler added a switch to his bass that does nothing. He calls it the producer switch. When a producer asks for a different sound, he flips the switch, in parentheses, making sure the producer can see it, and carries on. He said this placebo has saved him a lot of grief.
Yeah.
Please.
Dan, this may hit you close, especially us Southerners. Bobby Allison passed away today.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I just read that one.
But you
He's been racing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, up until
Donnie and Davey were all damn good NASCAR racers.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fact that she's got a smiley face with it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Foxy has wares if you have coin.
Yep.
Bobby had a bad wreck at Pocono in 92.
Yeah.
That he doesn't remember from the 80s.
When he got to the hospital, he was declared dead.
Yeah.
Fortunately, someone paid enough attention to resuscitate him.
Mm-hmm.
he stayed in a vegetative state for a couple months, and then they had to rehabilitate him to do everything. And then finally, he wanted to make a comeback, but then his son got killed in a car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Then his other son got killed in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just.
Yeah, but
I think he did race a race or two, but that was it because all those other events soon followed.
Yeah. I met Bobby Allison in 93. No, 94. Greg was just a little thing, and we were at a show that was strictly NASCAR car show.
Yeah.
And stars and all that. Greg got away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in, full panic.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 4 or 5 years old. I find him sitting next to Bobby Allison's autograph table.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in the chair next to Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was doing is sliding the pictures over for Bobby Allison to sign.
Somebody put him to work, which is where you got the idea.
And I went, Greg, he goes, Daddy. No, he didn't call me Daddy then. He still called me Joe. He would call me by my name till he was 6 years old. But this was just after Davey died. Davey died. Well, it was 93. Davey died in July. This was in September.
Yeah.
He ruffled top of Greg's head and he said, I understand how you panicked and all that. He goes, don't worry. He goes, keep them close, love them all you can because you never know when they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
I walked away crying.
No.
Because this was just after he'd lost his son.
Davey would have been Jeff Gordon before Jeff Gordon ever.
Yeah.
Davey was that good.
Davey would have been the next Earnhardt.
Yeah.
No, Davey wouldn't have been Jeff Gordon. He would have been the next Earnhardt.
He would have been Jimmy Johnson before Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was that damn good. And
well, when he got killed, he was leading the points race,
and
it was 4 races after his death that he dropped out of the points lead.
Yeah. Well, Robert Yates never was the same after that.
No. They had a good comeback with Dale and Ernie Irvin.
Yeah, but
when Ernie had his crash is what really was the end of.
Yeah. Robert Yates he wasn't putting out the horsepower that he was before him.
Yeah.
Because he was afraid he's going to kill another driver. Robert Yates.
One year I tried to drive to Helicon going through, I think it was 53 through Dawsonville.
Yeah.
And I go, holy crap, this is why Billy Elliott's so good. He grew up driving these damn twisty, turning roads.
Oh, it is beautiful through there, though.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful, yeah, but
there's a reason Chase Elliott. Oh yeah. LMS comes on in
10 minutes or 7 minutes. Yeah. I've already got it open. I'm in there.
Oh my goodness, it's already that time.
Yep.
Well, it was an hour and a half show.
That's to give Dan enough time to, so Dan can get his show started a little earlier, and we can, all that.
No, I've got to go down the hall and trip over the dog in the dark.
Is that what they call it nowadays?
Hey, Dan. Get you a pair of slippers, house slippers, with squeaky toy things in the feet, so that every time you take a step, it goes squeak, squeak, squeak. The dogs will be ready for you when you come down the hall.
I don't
Can
think she
attack
would
them?
wake up. I don't think she would wake up.
Oh, you'd be surprised if she's had a squeaky toy in her life. Yep.
Oh
Well,
my goodness.
I've got the squeaker, several squeaky toys back here, and sometimes when Lindsay is being annoyed by a pet, I'll just
Excuse me.
get the squeaker out, and they'll come running, and they'll go, "Where's the toy? Where's the toy? Where's the toy?" And I'm going, "Here, have a snack. Sit down."
We had a
Sorry
dog.
about that, guys, but that was
Leaf Garrett is 63.
We had a dog that if you gave her a toy, she would tear it apart just to get the squeaker out of the toy, and then eat the squeaker and play with the squeaker. Didn't care about the toy, just wanted the squeaker.
I had a dog that if you
Mom
gave
bought
her a toy,
Mom bought that dog a bag of, ordered it online, a bag of squeaker toy squeakers.
And shoot them till they unsqueak.
And just, yeah.
I had a dog that if I gave her a squeaky toy, she would pick it up, play with it, and when it squeaked, she would drop it and never touch it again.
Scared of the squeaker.
No. She was a hunter. And when it quit, and when the live hunty toy squeaked, it wouldn't play no more. So she quit playing with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm proud to say that our dog has gotten to be a bit more calm now that she is a late teenager, basically. 2 years old, almost 3 years old.
Yeah.
And
See, we told you, just give her time, she'll chill.
yeah, she's chilled out pretty well.
Yeah, we've got
Unfortunately, she developed the habit of sleeping in the middle of the hallway in the darkest place.
we got 2 huskies. They don't get out of the velociraptor stage till 3 or 4.
Yeah, Carrie
We have
came
two
in
adult cats,
Hey,
they're
it's
perfect.
time.
almost
Bye,
30
y'all.
minutes ago. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night,
Good
folks.
night, everybody.
Good night.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.
Did not get away with it. Fuck, 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 fuck.